souls. Come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support and inspiration. Cheers, fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts. Welcome to your weekly reading. We'd like to check in to the energies. We're going to utilize the scrolls, add on some tarot and oracle, and we've got Ghost Tube kicking for any audio additions from the afterlife, of course. Please do receive or release freely. If you're a new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome home. And I want to thank you for your time, attention, and awareness. Your likes, shares, subscribes, and your views, as your presence and perspective is powerful. Gratitude for you being you. When you're ready, let's dive in. Whenever you may find this, may you receive a message with meaning. You know me, I got the Misfit Scrolls. So I'm just going to dive in if you'd like to open up. Taking a nice deep breath. Closing the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, releasing the race and the rush. Activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. In the name and honor of fellow empaths, seers, and psychonauts, old souls, may we all meet a message with meaning. Give me one chance. I need one. Yep.
Taurus.
Thank you. Taurus. All right. You know the drill. If you see, sense, or feel anything, please feel well to comment below, as your insights do expand the Scrying experience and we all become readers and seers. You can also just drop an emoji. Give a girl a like. Everything is appreciated. All right. Whoops, sorry, Ghost Tube. I feel like I've got you, is that better? No. Okay. Oh, you came out recently. And T for Taurus. Banana butts, the ends of bananas. Skipping rope. Fly eyes. Oh, there's angels up here. It's like conscience. Angels and devils, conscience. Ooh, conscience concepts. And in and around here, for one reason or another, I'm very drawn to that energy. I feel like I'm sitting, imagine if you were tobogganing or going down a slide and then you just, you stop. I'm looking. I kind of wonder if I'm trying to predict. Old souls, is maybe there's even a pausing before you get involved in something. A pausing before. Okay, so it's something about
What brought you here?
Multi-dimensional sight of sorts. Yes, turn you. I see you. Okay, because this is your energy. It's multifaceted. There's a cat here. It kind of looks like a scruffy cat. Something about infinity or infinite, something along the lines, if you can see the 8 there, but it's like it's stapled. Oh yes, we're here, we're totally here for old souls. You know when there's been surgery and something's stapled to help heal, something is helping that heal. I wanted to initially, as Steph, step in as it is a constraint, a restriction, but it wasn't. It isn't. It is and maybe somebody here has had surgery or somebody passed away, but there's something about their surgery. Anyway, staples. There's a goose here. If a goose means anything to you, there's a feather under the chin. I feel like I'm being asked to, like, you know, like pie on a windowsill, but something's tickling my chin with a feather. Like, come closer, come closer. It feels from spirit as the biggest term we can, because there is an energy assignment to it. Somebody might be a philosopher king. I gotta write that down. Why philosopher king? Philosopher king. You're a band. Music, band, philosopher king. It's a bear. A bear symbol also might be standing out to somebody. Oh, maybe also something about the Bible or scriptures, different philosophies, different scriptures. It's like you can see them all like intermingling, and yet how they align or don't align. There's an energy in here. There's a purple owl. There's also a trash compactor containing, which actually becomes building blocks for something. So somehow trash is transmuted into blocks that become building blocks that create structure. There's a genie vibe in here. These genies are blue caterpillars, not green. They're blue. They're massaging
Axe.
either an organ. What is that word I'm hearing specifically? Intestines. Intestines. Three fires. Change. Oh, when I said change, this is what I saw. It's like changing. It's how I saw it change. Maybe something about like hand signals too.
Early.
Somebody might be ASL. I'm going to use the term activated, but you know how to, like, not just me animated talking with my hands, like the literal language. And maybe there's some sort of language forming. But there's something about change about that. Maybe you're becoming bilingual, trilingual, multilingual. Old Souls, you might also speak different languages. And if I may, just taking our umbrella term of Old Souls into empaths, seers, and psychonauts. Very big umbrella terms. Plop yourself in.
Sing.
Among any. Learning how talking and then learning how to sing something, or also
Man.
that music with the Philosopher King. Is there a singing man around bellowing? Oh, is he from the beginning? When you're prepared to speak, clearing the throat. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Is there something actors do, or is it just portrayed on TV? Yellow bus, blue bus, yellow bus, blue bus. Preparations about something along that lines. I lost my other train of thought where it was. Maybe something about I can't remember. It's well gone now. I apologize. Yeah, maybe just multi empath, seers, and psychonauts. Like empathically is one language, right? And then maybe your seer or seeker looks for other kinds of languages. Maybe they're symbols, maybe they're songs, and that creates movement towards something or a pressing away. And I see that in at people as well. And some of you might have a really good ability to like tune into buildings, quite specifically trash compactors, building blocks,
Disrespectful.
and you just get like a like there's a like a residual sound or sensation, and you can feel it. It's not because it's maybe recycled with like in the spirit of, you know, finding ways to compact trash and recycle it for building things. I'm not talking about judging that. It's almost like if something looks nice but it's got, you know, you can sniff it out. You can, again, it's a different language. It's another language. And it's almost like they talk not so much over each other, but it feels very fluid. And then also, of course, well, like when we're here, right? Very intellectual, intuitive, and imaginative, and they coalesce. But this feels like an ability to communicate I not great with baseball. Maybe it's a coach off to the side and they're doing like symbols and it means something. Like Carol Burnett when she used to pull her ear. Also, when people say like, oh, if somebody touches their nose or they look this way, they look that way, they're lying, or if they do
dig,
this, while there's probably a generic pattern, also your ability to tune into what is personalized for somebody. So if somebody's very animated, or like me, I'm a face toucher. It's just the way I tend to move through, or looking around. Like somebody might be like, "Oh, you're looking left," they're lying, but really, for you or for what you're noticing in your understanding of beyond just the form, you're like, "Oh, they're tapping into something. Like they're looking for one of those clues or key cards." But you can also discern as well if they're looking to say something that you want to hear. Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, just many languages, many languages. You have here High Priestess, Harness Mystic Power, and there's that cat. So this cat goes from, oh, I saw you up there as well, and I think that's the Priestess.
core,
Yeah, the cat went from train of thoughts. Feral, outside, to adorned and in a position. But this has value. This experience has value. That's in the Cave of Ice. Something's being handed off to you as well. Is it the Ankh? I don't think it's the Ankh, but it's something. If that symbol means anything to, and you know me, I read art first versus words. So follow anything, your intuition first versus my yammerings. Some of you might play pickleball. Headrest, backrest. Cave of Ice. What was the here in the Cave of Winds? Protection Guardian. Drop your shields. Stop right there. The peacock feathers really align up here with that languages. Many flies, many eyes. What's going on there? I see you. This
curious,
yeah. It is like a question mark. Also a flat-nosed bird. Like if their beak was flat. I don't even know if that exists, but that's the way I'm seeing it. There's also, I'm seeing a shark. I think it's a shark, or is it? It it might be. It might be. Regardless, I'm seeing a very large fish from the top down swim. And then I come up to this conversation here. Protection, drop your shield. Before I have access, and maybe for you, you might be very protective of your multi-dimensional mind, I'm going to call it. It's like going into a salon or somewhere where maybe there's different languages and they think that you can't understand, but you can understand energy. You may not understand their language on words, but you understand their body movements and their language, because you've been there enough times. You can find their patterns. You can find their patterns out. And here's the thing: I feel like I'm doing this. I'm noticing this so that I can connect with a decent intention. I'm going to call it. But with that decency also comes with a defense to know when maybe you don't allow or you're not accepted into other people's energies or intentions or, yeah. I feel like it's a little hard to, and like just a Steph, and I'll yammer out loud here, and someone says, you're safe here, you can drop your shield. But when you've been training,
cursed,
and maybe been through some friends, jobs, whatever the case is, that you've had to have your defenses up. You know, it's not easy. Here's the thing, I want to say it's understood, at least in this
Night.
space with here together. It's okay if you don't want to drop your shield immediately. It's completely understood. And while this is a feminine energy, I heard it say, I don't know if it said night or night with a K or an N, but even for the masculine and or feminine Joan of Arc, but you know what I'm saying? Uh, it's like you can relax here for a moment and not be worried that there's something being said or unsaid, and allow the unseen to kind of move up and through and around, clear the air, clear the air. Yeah, it's nice. And sometimes, you know, you just want a nice hug and to receive. To receive. Cave of Hearth Fires, Druid, hold the space, and behind that is Air Guardian, shift your perception. All that air is in here. This Druid man is that person here. Absolutely. Oh, you know what else this is reminding me of? Oh, it just popped in. My grandma, my babci, every time we were at their house, their cookies were like S cookies. They're like these European S cookies. Actually, now I want some S cookies because they were very good. Very good with tea,
Foolish.
coffee. And they're like a dry biscuit. And that's, I don't know, maybe that's something that's been trained in me because I still enjoy like a plain donut. Very good. Anywho, okay, let's carry on. I hope you're doing well, and thank you if you did decide to like, share, and subscribe. I so appreciate you, and I'm so grateful. All right. In the Cave of Rivers, there's that feather we were talking
35.
about earlier. Down there. Guardian Angel, you are not alone. Behind that is Traveler, move in a new direction. And Magic Guardian, unlock the magic within. And this is all in the Cave of Rivers. That's a lot for the Cave of Rivers. But it's kind of like traveling languages as rivers, as the flow we were talking about. You not alone. There's something about deep space. Also something about virtual reality.
There's 3.
The black cat is a person. Yeah, it's a person in form, almost like a shapeshifter. You think something is a stray cat, but it's not. Oracle, wait for important information. You do wait for important information. It's like even thinking this traveler is nobody. Now, from one perspective, I want to say, in maybe one landscape, it's like, oh, they're nobody. I feel like I'm saying that from, I'm not insulting anyone, let's be clear, but let's
Soldier.
also admit that it can be, you know, say you're in a company and somebody's whatever position up and they're like, oh, that's nobody, that's so and so. Now, somebody might say that because they don't want that person to get attention, because they're like, oh, no, they're just nobody, because they're threatened by that, or maybe they know something. I don't know, whatever the case is. It also could just be, oh, they're nobody, they're background people, right? And then sometimes there's a background person. Cat walks by and it turns into a person. It's an oracle. It's a magical guardian. The traveler is there as an opportunity, and you might resonate with this. And if I recall, our Monday Muse Oracle is still on the bottom, not going away even as I was shuffling here. The Monday Muse, or if you want to check out the Odysseys playlist, is Timeline, and it's kind of traveling into that as well.
I'm coming.
Because with this Air Guardian of shift your perception, it's kind of like when I feel like you're walking by, like say you're walking by in the background of a movie or somewhere, you're noticed. Like, I notice you. And that shifts something. It's like if I'm da, 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 and say you walk by and I'm like, you have shifted me. You have shifted me. Yeah, that's exactly how. And maybe you notice that in your life. Also, like turning heads, turning heads. In the cave of earth is fire guardian, ignite your passions, and broken arrow, embrace the energy of
Disgusting.
peace. Disgusting. So dramatic. And maybe sometimes you turn, I don't know, that's valid, right? We can turn and look at something we've been talking about, trashes and building blocks. It's like disgusting. Maybe some people look at you and say that, and you know they're being defensive about something. They're trying to apply a label to you for one reason or another. And likewise, we would do the same. It's almost like in this weird way, like compartmentalizing energies. And some go in the trash compactor, some get recycled, some go here, some go there. I just want to know before I get lost in translation here, this broken arrow thing is reminding me of her shield. It's like if we come in with that shield and it has arrows in it still, it's like, oh, drop your shield, you're fine. And you're like, dude, I just got arrows thrown at me. I'm not dropping nothing. But luckily, there's like this beautiful harmony up here that is holding space and understands that where you've been,
Stalker.
who you've interacted with, also being mindful if you've got somebody. And maybe this is like a timeline thing because that Monday Muse is coming in. You know, maybe something that just feels like lifetime after lifetime they seem to find you. But I don't know, get lost, eh? Embrace the energy of peace. And this is kind of coming in with this fire guardian. It's like, come on, you know, relax. But some people will be like, come on. And you're like, oh, it's like peer pressure. This feels like wherever this space is, old souls, if you're stepping in, hello, Jim, if you're stepping in to receive, if you're stepping in just to cure curiosity or take a fucking breath. You know, I'm just sorry. I'm a trash talker. Speaking of trash, like I do my best to, you know, to be poised for the algorithms and whatnot. But at the end of the day, like just get a potty mouth. And that's how it feels. It's okay. It's okay to build trust. It's okay to take time to build trust. Because the amount of languages that you speak, it's not meant to be overwhelming. Spirit of challenge is coming through in the shamans thing. It's not meant to be
35.
Constipating. It's allowing what to comes through. Shaman of tradition as we're getting ready to close. It's like moving past certain holding points. Ancestor of hope. Hope for the future as languages change. I think you're noticing that in the collective anyway, whether you're resonating with this individually to interconnectedly or personally to the collective energies. And some of you might also like, where's Waldo on the map of the world, like where your attention is being brought to. Like it could be different continents or different places. And that's very curious. It's like paying attention to where your attention on the map is going. Hunter of Abundance is coming through.
Louder.
It's a really long... You can scribe from afar. This feels Akashic-y. This feels Akashic. Like a sailor who would write down their thoughts. Ancestor of knowing. Because you do know. And you do know. Something about your passions as well. Hunter of Paths is on the bottom. Passion projects, passion people. It's like taking in a stray cat that's feral, and but do we, are those distractions? I can admit it sometimes. There's been projects where like, oh, helping this person, or it distracts me, but then also helping you help me helps you help me heal. But there's some sort of diversity in this discernment, and something about languages. And while new languages come through and perhaps communicating, or the way, like what Gen Z communicates this way, whatever the words mean, and you can feel things behind that. And there's also something about dead languages. So here's the thing: that is Latin one of them? Again, I'm not intellectually knowledgeable enough to know. There's probably many, many more. And here's the thing: then there's also languages that are living here and now, or at least that are being used, that are dead. They just don't know them yet. So they could just be like passing by. They're a bridge to what will be, but in and of the way they are now will not stay. It's already speaking. Oh my goodness. Sorry, there's like significant ringing in my left ear. And there could also, I'm gonna work through it because it's still staying there. Languages from beyond. I say just beyond this, maybe the here and now, that weren't able to be translated, and they're going to come back to life. Yeah, I don't know. I hope it makes sense somewhere.
Buried.
Yeah, if they're buried, they're coming to life. And it's like right here. Something's coming out and coming to life. Because I actually want to put these two together from the imagery. I read art first. The dark and the light. Now, while I don't want to get stuck in the polarity, the hope is that they blend together and they get their stripes. How do I say, if I say it all? Patiently waiting when to strike. Those books from when we were kids, I don't know if they're still there, Everybody Poops.
Invisible.
So everybody hunts is the way, in some way, shape, or form, for purpose, progress, whatever our attentions to, rock hounding, to what we want to do for a living. There's to food, to energies. There's something here, at least in this moment, before I let you go. I want to acknowledge your ability to be more like a crocodile, or that's the only one I know, but I'm sure there's other animals. They know how to be patient and to know when to quote unquote strike. It's okay, so we'll go for a nicer way. Like bowling, you're standing there, you're preparing yourself, taking the breaths, relax, I don't know, whatever people do, and when it's time, and then the end result is strike. Yay! And for fellow Canadians, just as a sidebar, that Canada Post, may go on strike. There could also be something about unions and companies. Those are two different languages. Even though they have a Bible, they have a book of their collective agreements. Yeah, there's something there. Okay, I'm gonna head on over to the flip side. If you're joining us, the link is in the description box below for the extended. If not, I will see you again next week. So much love. Bye.